So what's good, everybody? It's your boy Retro with you here on tonight. I told you I might go live a little bit later on, and and so I've decided to go live. I'm here live at the campsite KOA here, and I'm not even sure. Let's see where we are here. I know we're in Virginia. Actually, I think we're in Withville. So for those of you who caught the live earlier, I decided to take a ride this weekend. I found out that Riders for Righteousness was having a little shindig this weekend, and shout out to Solomon and the rest of the crew up there with Riders for Righteousness. We were going to go up there. We was going to be there for their festivities and just join in with the fellowship and everything. And so I had some things to do this morning. We took off once we got those things done. Hey, check it out. When you come in, hit me up in the comment section. Tonight, we're talking about how to handle a breakdown, okay? So this is a day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning. Well, I'm thinking I'm in the studio. Good evening, everybody, including Lottie Dottie. All right, it's your boy Retro. Go ahead and hit those thumbs up, those hearts, and all that stuff. We need as much activity tonight as possible. And so we decided to, as I said, head up to the Riders for Righteousness event. You see Ruby Red there in the background, and I haven't even come up with a name for the little camper yet. Tonight is the first time I'm going to actually camp in it. I've gotten in it and napped in it just to make sure it was doable, and it is. And I'm going to show you guys footage of that, not tonight, but you'll have to catch that on the YouTube channel. So make sure you get on over there, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because that is the #1 question that everybody asks. You can sleep in it. And I ran into a couple today. I forget what part of Virginia we were in. Excuse me. And we were talking with them, and they was just in disbelief that I could get. She's like, you got to be about 6'2". How you gonna get in that thing? Oh gosh! So they took my card, and they're going to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you have not done that yet, please do so. Okay, if you're watching from Facebook tonight, make sure you get on over to the YouTube channel, like and subscribe. The Retro Philosophy page, the Retro Philosophy Show page. Okay, all right. So boom, I'm making good time and everything. And I had already told the wife, yes, baby, I'm safe, baby girl, I'm safe. Hey, how you doing, baby girl? Yeah, I'm good. I'm safe. And tomorrow morning, we're going to, I was going to give it a shot tonight, but it is what it is. It's already about to get dark. I ain't fooling around with it. So we take off. My wife said, baby, I'm going to just stay on home and, get me some rest. And I said, all right. She said, you just go ahead. So boom, I take off earlier this afternoon, and started out a little bit later than I had intended to anyway. But anyway, we get on the road. We're making good time. And I had already told the wife, I'm just going to cruise. I'm not going to really be in no race or nothing like that. Jeebus, what's going on, man? Nice riding to Sturgis in a couple weeks. Okay. You riding to Sturgis? That's what's up. That's going to be a beautiful ride, man. I've got a buddy down there, man. He's right there in, I think he's in North Dakota. And, but I got so much stuff. I wish I could make it. I'll probably try to do it next year or something like that. But we'll definitely keep you in our prayers, Jason, as you get on the road heading to Sturgis, man. Take plenty of pictures, take some videos, all that good stuff, man. We'd love to, check it out as you, make your journey, because that's what it's all about. You got a lot of people who they get on here on social media and they say all kind of stuff about, but you know what? It's your life, it's your bike, it's your ride. Post your pictures, post your videos, because there are a lot of people who really do enjoy it. There are a lot of people that live vicariously through other people, and I know we've got some people who mention it to us all the time about how they really enjoy watching my wife and I, get out there and pound the highway and everything. And it's very seldom that I ride without my wife, real talk. But being that I'm having the situation that I'm having now, I'm kind of glad that it is just me. I'll just have to, thug it out, to the brick, and she's home nice and comfortable and ain't got no issue. So anyway, we're coming down the interstate, and everything is everything. Everything is good. And so on the last trip me and the wife took, my visor, it literally flew off of the helmet while we were riding. And I said, God almighty. So that's the helmet that I have my Bluetooth in. And so I said, well, I pulled it with me because a lot of times when I'm riding, especially if the wife is not with me, I'll need that Bluetooth. So while I'm riding, she need to talk to me or I need to call her or whatever. We've got that option. So I'm coming down the interstate and I'm trying to find a cycle gear. And I couldn't find one. And I happened to look up, boom, there's a Harley Davidson. So boom, I pull over, make a U-turn, get to the Harley Davidson. They didn't have the windshield that I needed for the helmet. But as I'm leaving, I get down the road a few miles and guess what? Battery light came on, and it's starting to get a little frustrating because it's happening off and on. We've taken it to the shop. They have sworn that it's just the regulator, which we've changed. We changed that. We changed the battery. I spoke to a gentleman at the motor company, and he was explaining to me that the wire, the cable, whatever you want to call it, the connector, I think is a better word for it. The connector coming from the voltage regulator has been faulty on a lot of bikes. They've been getting a lot of that. So he told me to make sure I have that checked out. So I I turn around and I go back to, Black Bear, Harley Davidson. And I told him what was going on. I said, look, man, I'm traveling. This is something you guys could take a look at. He said, yeah, man, just pull it around. We'll take a look at it, So I know from my time working at Harley Davidson, whenever we have travelers, we usually take care of them as best we can. And if it's something we can just take a look at, we just put eyes on it and just try to verify, well, Blackbeard didn't show me that kind of love. And I get it. Every place is different. But, they wanted to charge me $130. And they didn't have the part in stock. So now I'm going to pay $130 for you to tell me what I already know it is. And then you still don't have it in stock. So I said, no, thanks. I was kind of expecting them to at least, take a look at it, check the connector, which is what I did. So I had to wait for it to cool off though. So I waited for the bike to cool off and we go down there and and it's real tight. It's right down there by the front exhaust. And so in other words, what happened was I unclipped the clip, but I didn't have enough room to unconnect it and reconnect it, nor did I have enough room to, to examine the plug itself. When I talked to the gentleman at the motor company, he was explaining that sometimes those prongs will get bent or get dirt or whatever in there. And so to check that out and worst case scenario, replace that cord or connector. Got lightning bugs all over the place here. When we were kids, we used to pull the lights off them and all that crazy stuff. But anyway, what do you expect? We're at a campsite, right? So, boom, it starts working, right? So I said, okay, cool. That's what I figured it was. And I get back on the interstate, only to get down the road a little bit longer, a little bit further. And the light didn't come on, but the charging, the voltage started to drop. And I said, you know what? I'm only about 2-3 hours from home. And I was still about, I think, maybe 6 hours from, no, not 6, maybe about 4 or 5 from my destination, the planned destination, which was Cleveland, Ohio. So I called the wife. I said, babe, this thing is acting up again. I'm going to turn around and try to make it home. And so, I still, like I said, I got about 2.5 to 3 hours to get home. And, that voltage started dropping and I knew I wasn't going to make it home. So the plan was not to get caught in the dark. Harley Davidson is already closed, so that's out. I can't take it back there. And plus they don't have the part to fix it anyway. So what do you do? How do you handle a breakdown? Okay. Number one, the first thing you've got to do is you've got to stay calm. Okay.
Amen.
Yes, thank you very much. You've got to stay calm. All right. Because a lot of times if we don't stay calm, we don't think rationally, and and next thing you know, you're just in a pickle. I found out that sometimes it's not as bad as we think it is, and so tonight I'm going to get a good night's rest. Because the last thing I wanted to do was be caught on the side of the road. Everywhere's closed. I can't get no help. You understand what I'm saying? So I chose to pull off. And since I got the little trailer, I said, you know what? I'm going to just do a little campsite and just, make it do what it do. Let's see here. Jason says the first thing is yell, curse word and get it out the way. Christians have creative cuss words, and but I've kind of you know I feel you, brother. I feel you. It is what it is. It is what it is. Um, but I have finally, because I used to be a dude. There you go, baby. Number one, stay calm. Number one, stay calm. Because I used to, because see, if we get all riled up, what's it gonna do? It's really not gonna help us. And so I'm the kind of dude that I have finally learned staying calm in any situation is very important. Now, there are times where the situations will get the best of us. Okay, I mean, we just might as well be honest. If you were watching the show the other day, I had a little situation to transpire, and it got the best of me. But as I said, I've learned, and sometimes when you learn something, you're still learning, you're relearning and relearning. Okay, all right. And so stay calm. All right. So my game plan was I still had time to find a place, and my voltage was dropping. By the time I got here to the campsite, my battery light was on, and she was sitting right about 10 volts. And Jason said, "Yep, mother butterfinger Christian curse word. Yeah, do you go right there? You know what I mean?" I used to always say sugar, honey, iced tea. And then then the other ones, shut the front door. And then a lot of Christians, they like to use that word, freaking, and they get creative. They get creative. But here's the thing that I found out. Getting creative like that, you what you do is you create alternatives. So you're really not growing. You're still doing it, and you're still, it's just that you switched it. And it's just like, sometimes people they switch addictions, but nevertheless they've never dealt with the addiction. You know what I'm saying? They may have stopped smoking reefer, but they still doing this or that. And so anyway, we got to stay calm. Let's see here. My wife says situation will get the best of us for sure. Yeah, absolutely, it will. It will. And so I'm on the phone with my wife, and I say, you know what, baby, it is what it is. We're just gonna pull over and get a place to rest before it gets dark, and then now we're desperate. Now, had I become frustrated, I wouldn't have been thinking rationally, and so it was no way. I'd come to the conclusion it was no way I was going to make it home. Okay, now when dealing with a breakdown, sometimes you've got to come to grips with the reality of what you're dealing with. Okay, you got to come to the grips with the reality of what you're dealing with, so that you can then come up with a game plan. All right, because if you are left without a game plan, you are in bad shape, folks. You are in bad shape. Looks like I lost one of my cameras, and but it's all good. You're in bad shape, man. So we have got to be able to stay calm and then come up with a game plan. Okay. There are some things that are just unavoidable. I could sit here and I can play the blame game, and but how does that help a breakdown situation? And I'm dealing with old Ruby back here. But this is applicable across the board, as I always say. You know what I mean? Sometimes we have breakdowns in our relationships. We have breakdowns, in our businesses. We have breakdowns mentally, emotionally, and the list goes on and on and on, right? But what we've got to do is we've got to remain calm. I don't think I can stress that one enough. You know what I mean? We've got to remain calm. All right, let's see here. I'm trying to multitask here. And so the plan that I came up with was being stranded on the side of the road wasn't going to help. It was going to make the situation even worse. Okay. And when we're dealing with a breakdown, sometimes we've got to use wisdom as we gauge the situation. Okay. Let me see what else I need to tell you guys. How do you deal with a breakdown? How do you guys deal with a breakdown? And we all have breakdowns sooner or later. Now, I made a statement. I said, I'm done with Harley. I'm done with Harley. And this is not because of my current set of circumstances. I have been eyeballing the Indian for a while. And when I had Snowflake, which was the white electric glide or whatever, the white street glide, um, I wanted to get a road glide. I really did. I ain't gonna lie. I wanted a road glide, but I was also looking at the Indian, and I went down to Ride Now. I think it was Ride Now Motorsports, and when I got this one here, it wasn't planned. It just kind of it just happened. It just happened, and but I probably should have just made the switch then. But it is what it is. I got Ruby Red. She has been good, and even with this current set of circumstances, in spite of it all, it's still been a good motorcycle. And but the thing with Harley is, I'm going to be honest with you, and I don't know if it's because I've worked for them for several years, but I've seen some of the inner workings, and then of course, I have experienced it firsthand as well, and I'm just not pleased with the kind of, or I should say, the lack of love, in my opinion, that we as a people receive. I'm sure every one of them is not like that in terms of the dealerships, but I've had more negative experiences than positive. Okay, and I'm the kind of guy where if the few dollars that I do have to spend, I believe I should choose where I spend. In other words, I'm going to spend it somewhere where I at least feel appreciated. Now, I very well may go to India and it may not be any better. Who knows? Who knows? But at least I can say I gave it a shot. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And at the end of the day, guess what? It's just material things. It's just motorcycles and money. It is what it is. You know what I mean? But dealing with the breakdown for me, when you take off on your trip, you don't plan for a breakdown, but you should have a plan just in case you break down. I think I need to say that again. Yeah, okay. You don't plan to break down, but you should have a plan just in case you break down. Okay, and so I've got some tools in the motorcycle. Actually, they're underneath the camper, and just in case, you know what I mean. And so tomorrow morning I'll be able to do what I got to do, and hopefully we can get it sorted out enough to get us back to the house. That part right there. All right. So you got to stay calm. You got to have a plan, and do what you can to get it fixed. I'm just saying it is what it is. So folks, how are you guys doing on tonight, y'all? I see y'all on there, but I'm not hearing you guys say nothing to me. And I guess I'm really just what you call it, just passing time. You know what I'm saying? Because my sleeping quarters ain't all that luxurious. So I mean, I'm gonna wait till it get dark before I lay it down, and I just want to hop on here and talk to you guys for a little bit. Please make sure you log on to the YouTube channel, like and subscribe, the Retro Philosophy Show, and again, that is over there on YouTube. And I guess that's it, guys. I won't prolong this little live here. But one thing we've got to understand is that everything happens for a reason, and we may not understand it. And I like what Dan said earlier. He was saying that. Tell me what the. Let me see here. Well, can you tell me what Bluetooth you have? I am in the. Okay, so the Bluetooth that I have. Hold on one second. Ooh. All right, so the Bluetooth that I have, Jason, is actually the Senna, and I don't remember what number it is anyway, because they have number series like 420 or something like that, and so it is really good. I ain't gonna lie, I like it. This is actually the Harley branded Senna. There are a lot of people that say if you don't get the Harley branded Senna, it won't work right with your CarPlay, with your Apple CarPlay, or something like that. But I've had the Senna branded one as well. As a matter of fact, my wife has that one on her helmet. Now, the only thing that I don't like about this is it's restricted to just this one helmet. Now, they do have, and this thing here, you just pop the button here, and it pops right off. You know what I'm saying? And you can take and charge this up, take it off the helmet or whatever, store it. And but it's a really good piece, though. When I'm talking on this, it's crystal clear. I very seldom have any problems or issue with the audio. You tuck the earpieces in here, the speakers or whatever in there, and um, and it works really well. So if you're getting ready for that Sturgis trip, Jason, I would encourage you to consider the Senna. And they do have other brands out there. They have some that are literally integrated with the helmet. But for me, I switch helmets a lot. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of helmets, and sometimes depending on what I'm wearing, it's gonna depend on what helmet I'm gonna wear. I mean, that's just how I am. So what I'm getting ready to do is they have one. It's a headset, and it works well with half helmets. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, but you can use it as a regular headset, even. You know what I mean? And because that's what it looks like, almost like one of those trucker helmets or trucker things, but it just goes around the back of your head so that it can clear a half a helmet. And so that's what I'm going to do. The Cine S50, I believe, is the newer one than what I have. Again, I don't remember what number it is, and it's not marked on here what number it is. So please forgive me. I think the S50 is a newer one. Here's what I would do, Jason. I'm gonna tell you the truth. It might be a tad bit more, but they have to send a headset with the camera, made into it. So instead of having to have a GoPro and your Senna, it's all built in one. You know what I mean? So that's another option. I've seen one at Cycle Gear, and it wasn't that expensive. I think for a Senna like that, you might be looking around maybe 200, somewhere around there, if I'm not mistaken. And I think for the headset, the Senna with the camera, might be another 75 to $100. Don't quote me on that. Let's see here. It looks like a great place for evangelism. God has a plan, preacher. Mark, thank you very much. That's the same thing that Dan said, and I do believe it to be so, which is why we must remain calm, because the enemy always tries to cause us to lose focus and to take our eyes off of the assignment that we're on. Now, I left my house ministry minded. I just thought it was going to take place in Cleveland, Ohio, with the rest of the brothers and the other motorcycle ministries that were there. But God always has a plan, and we've got to trust Him. That's why I said earlier, all things work together for the good to them that love God, to those who are the called according to His purpose. And so we will be here tomorrow working on this thing, and I'm expecting God to move, because there's a calmness that's over me in spite of this. I mean, I'm not even fazed by it. So therefore, I strongly believe that God is moving in the midst of it. And let's see here what my wife is saying. Okay, so it only being restricted to this helmet means, in order for me to switch it to another helmet, I have to undo everything. I mean, I can move it to another helmet. Suppose I was to buy a new helmet and get rid of this one, I could take the center out, the whole setup out, but that's time consuming, and it's just really not worth it. So you may want to make sure you got your favorite helmet, or the helmet that you're going to use when you're getting some long distance or whatever, and then place it in that one, versus trying to take it out all the time. Now I have taken this from another helmet that I had it in previously and put in this one once I got this one, and so it is doable. But I mean, I don't really think it's worth every time you get it, especially the way I switch helmets. Excuse me. So that's what I mean, babe. That's what I meant by it's restricted to that helmet. And so again, Mark, I appreciate that, man. Definitely keep us in your prayers. This is a really nice site. I was a little worried because I'm not really familiar with this area, and I was telling my wife, I don't want to mess around and just be up at any kind of campsite, which is why when I saw the camp sign at the exit, so I took that exit and I was looking for it, couldn't really find it, but so I Googled, of course, campsites near me. And I saw a KOA, which, I haven't really seen a bad KOA. They usually are always well maintained, and they're usually, usually families, come out to these KOAs and stuff like that. And and I mean, it was only like $50 for the campsite versus 150 for a room. It's just overnight. So, and it's just me, you know what I mean? So I'm good with it. I'm good with it. So yeah, so that's that, man. You got to be able to adjust on the fly in the event of a breakdown. Mr. Sweeney or Sweeney, how do I pronounce it? All right, we'll just stick with Andre. How about that? Um, Praying for you. God is able, even in this. He really is. He really is. And like I said, there's a calmness over me, and so I'm really not. I'm really not moved because stuff like this happens. For all I know, I get up in the morning, that thing be charging right on back up there. Excuse me, right on back up there to 14, and this was just a mandated detour. You know what I mean? Let's see. The reason you're calm is because you had the mind for ministry on this week, and that was the plan. Absolutely, that's the plan. And he said his ways are not our ways, and his thoughts are not our thoughts. And so yes, I had a mind for ministry literally all week. And again, I'm just thinking it was going to be in Cleveland because we had heard about the event that was going to be taking place, and then I was reminded a few days ago. And I said, you know what, I'm definitely going. Now, I was actually, my plan for this weekend was actually to be in at Kings Dominion, Virginia. They're having a camp out there, the Tents and Twos. Yeah, Tents and Twos, M1. What's going on M1 and K Solo? They have a group here on Facebook called Tents and Twos, where, it's all about bikers and camping. And they, do a few events throughout the year. And this one, I believe it was at King's Dominion up in Virginia. And so that was the plan. I was supposed to be hitting that up. And, but then, I saw this ministry opportunity in Cleveland, and I said, you know what, I'm definitely looking forward to camping with my brothers and sisters that are part of Tents and Twos. But for me, ministry trumps everything. You know what I'm saying? And so I chose to just hit the Cleveland area for the ministry situation instead. And so, but here we are. But God has a reason for everything, and we've got to remain calm. And I'll go back to Monday when I kind of, and so this is, I'm not even going to say the enemy. I'll just say thank God. Yeah, thank God. And so again, man, I'm just rambling on here because I'm just killing time. I'm killing time. Until I gotta go over here and just lay it down. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock, so it's almost about a good time to go ahead and make it do what it do. So we got a few things in the pipeline that we're working on. We want you guys to keep your eyes peeled to the Retro Philosophy Show. And like I said, go on over there to the YouTube channel, like and subscribe. What do you do in a breakdown, folks? Number one, stay calm. Number two, be able to shift on that plan, because as I said, you don't plan to break down, but you got to have a plan in case you do break down. As they say, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. You know what I mean? And sometimes we've got to understand these situations and circumstances that arise. They're trying to teach us something. They're trying to show us something. I just don't believe God allows things to happen just to, take up time. You can't make me believe that. You cannot cause me to believe that. None whatsoever. Everything happens for a reason. All right. Beautiful night, man. The temperatures is just right. It's extremely comfortable. I did bring my little tent. I mean, because it was just small enough to just throw in the trailer, so I just threw it in there. But I'm not even gonna bother putting it up. I'm just gonna get in the little camper and knock out here in just a little bit. And I'm gonna get some good rest because tomorrow morning we're going to be on a mission for the Lord. And so take some time to get some prayer in tonight and just see what He has in store for us on tomorrow. Yes, indeed. So that's that, folks. We will check in with you guys on tomorrow. Hey, Prince, what's going on, man? Number one, stay calm. Two, be able to shift. That's right, man. And then we might as well throw the trust part in there. Just trust them. Just trust them, man. It's all good, as they would say. Yes, sir. We live now, brother. We live in living color, man. Here at the KOA and here in Virginia. And we'll get up in the morning and try to get things sorted out and make our way on back home. At this point, there's no need for me to try to continue on to Cleveland, even if I do get it sorted out in the morning, because by the time I get there, it'll be too late. They are having a meet and greet tonight, and I can't do it. I'm not in the studio. I was going to try to show you guys the flyer. But you can find it on the Retro Philosophy Show page. You can also find it on the Kingdom Alignment Motorcycle Ministry page, just in case you are in the Cleveland area and you want to go by there and show those brothers some love and support. Baby, it is. When I pulled up here, about an hour ago, maybe hour and a half, whatever time it was when I pulled there. I mean, it was live. It was on and popping around here, man. The pool was cracking, and you can hear the kids, and it just sounds like summer camp or something, and it's nice though. It's nice. If you guys have not tried camping yet, man, you got to get out there and give it a shot, man. It's really nice. It's really nice. We had a site that we used to frequent in Bryson City called Deep Creek, and literally it had a creek that ran through the campsite. Absolutely beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. Years ago, my goodness, this was years ago. Excuse me. When we first started going there, babe, I don't even remember who found that campsite. I think you might have got online and found it or something. And I wasn't really feeling it, I mean, not the camping thing. It's just that during that time, I had literally just opened the shop. That's what it was. I just opened Uppercuts, and things was kind of, I'm trying to make, make that money. And, I was still starting to click a little bit there. So I wasn't really, wanting to go. I'm thinking about the money I was going to miss and this, that, and the other. But wifey already had the trip planned, and she was like, come on, babe, we got to go. And so we get up there, and I didn't realize how exhausted I was until I got up there and had just peace and quiet. I never forget, it was summer, it was in the summer, and it was one of those scorching summers, right? And so by the time we left Mooresville, North Carolina, and get to Bryson City, North Carolina, the temperature, because we went up the mountain, the temperature had to have dropped by like 15, 20 degrees. Okay. So now we're sitting here and it's nice and it's comfortable. And we got there I think we got there in the wee hours of the night. Yeah, I think we got there late and we did. We got there late night. And so the campsite was already closed, right? So we couldn't get to our site. So we had to just pull up front by the office. And at that time we had this little like fiberglass camper. It was really cool though, man. It was all fiberglass. We called it the little bubble or the little egg or whatever. And so we park up there and so we get out the truck and we get in a little camper, the four of us, me and my wife and the two kids, and we just slept the rest of the night till early morning, and then we went in there and got sorted out, got to our campsite. And I remember after we got set up there and the creek was just running, and you can just hear it in the background. It was just so peaceful. And man, next I was gone. I mean to tell you, I was knocked out. And but I didn't realize how much I needed that reset, because that's what it was. It was a reset, And sometimes we have breakdowns, but what we fail to understand. Thank you, Kara. God bless you. Thank you for pressing play, being a part of the Retro Philosophy Show on today. And so, yeah, it was the bubble. It was the bubble. You're right, Prince, aka Black Ops. We've got to trust him. Because in our eyes, it's a breakdown, but in his hands, it's a breakthrough. Somebody put that in the comment section. In our eyes, it's a breakdown, but in his hands, it's a breakthrough. Okay, and so sometimes you gotta, step back so you can jump forward. I heard somebody say it this way. It's my setback was a setup for my comeback. Okay. And so in our eyes, it's a breakdown. But if we remain calm, we would then be able to see through the lens of God. And what we thought was at first a breakdown, we will find out that it's actually a breakthrough. Could it perhaps be that the thing that you are struggling with, God wants it to be the last time you struggle with it? I was talking about Jehoshaphat. I believe it may have been either on Thursday or maybe Monday or Tuesday. But nevertheless, there you go, Prince. Thank you, sir. One of the baddest psalmists right there. But one of the baddest minstrels I know right there. Prince Harville II. Yes, sir. In our eyes, it's a breakdown. In his hands, it's a breakthrough. Yeah. And so what we experience, we've got to always be willing to give it to him, to put it in his hands. Even if it's something he promised you, be willing to put it in his hands. We talked about Abraham. God told him to take his promised seed and take it up on the mountain and sacrifice him. You understand what I'm saying? If we're not willing to put it in his hands, it will become a curse. I'm saying, you are, brother. I speak that because it is. I'm only speaking what I see. You know what I mean? There you go, Andre. In our eyes, it's a breakdown, but in his hands, it's a breakthrough. Somebody received that on tonight. Somebody received that on tonight. That's why we must stay calm. That's why we've got to stay calm. You know, because you ever see a child, you know, getting all frustrated, and you know the parent is trying to tell them what they know to be right and what's best for them, and but they so frustrated because they can't do what they want to do, and only to find out later on that, man, that was, I'm so glad mama or daddy didn't let me do what I wanted to do or go where I wanted to go, or and so on and so forth. And that's the same thing with God. That's the same thing with God. So stay calm, you know, be willing to shift, you know, be willing to, you know, have a plan, but submit your plan to God. Yeah, yeah. Let me see something here. Yeah, they having a good old time, y'all. They were smoking, not smoking, but cooking their burgers and everything. Y'all hear me in the background? But it's beautiful though, man. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Hey, what's going on, Shaquise? How you doing? Thank you for pressing play. She's encouraging you, Prince, to keep on preaching. uh, Brother Andre, all the way from California, I'm glad that you are receiving it, okay? Receive it in the name of Jesus. And I mean, that's just real talk, man. That's another thing. I'm glad y'all talking to me now, because now I'm getting fired up. That's another thing, man. You know, sometimes our breakdown is not even for us. In other words, sometimes God will allow you to go through a breakdown because he trusts you enough to put it in his hands, so it'll be a breakthrough not only for you, but somebody who's watching you go through what you're going through. And so the Bible says, I believe it's in the book of Revelations, they were overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. And so some of us got to go through some tests so that we can have a testimony, so that someone else could potentially be strengthened, edified, delivered, set free, and on and on and on. Are you hearing what I'm telling you on tonight? Okay, okay, all right, all right.
Amen, Pastor.
Yeah, that part right there, that part right there. So you already know what it is, man. Shikri said, preach on retro, amen, amen. Real talk, real talk. I mean, that's what happened to Job, right? Yeah, Satan was looking for somebody, and God said, "Has thou considered my servant Job? I am, baby. I am. Soon as you come into the park, you see my little setup right here. So I'm not all back in the woods, secluded or anything like that. I'm literally soon as you pull in, you see your boy. I'm right here. Let me see something here. Y'all just bear with me here, and I'm gonna give you guys a quick. Let's see here. Let's see here. That didn't work, guys. Let me try it one more time. Uh-oh. Let's see here. We go there, and then we're going to. Oh, okay. So it did work. My bad. My bad. Okay, so this is the back side, and that's the entry or the entrance to the facility. And of course, it's getting dark now, so you can't really. And that building right there is really cool, man. It's a family center. They got a bowling alley in there, arcade and all that stuff. So that's really nice, man. You know, for a family gathering to go camping, and you can do some bowling and everything. And you head down there. That where that light is, that's the main office. And so it's a really nice facility they got. It's clean and looks to be well maintained. I haven't gone to the bathhouse yet. I'm going to wait till the morning and go over there and get freshed up and everything. But based on what I'm seeing so far, I trust that it will reflect what I've already seen so far. And of course, there she goes right there. So I got the, I got the gate up, or the tailgate, or whatever you want to call it, the roof. I got it up. What you see right there is a window, so it's popped up. When I lock it up, that window is popped up. So there's ventilation there. There's a window on both sides. You can see it's open right there. That's a door, and then the exact same size on the other side is a window. So both of those are functioning windows. So both of those are open. So I get the cross breeze, and then those two things right there on the tail of it are vents as well. So it's surprisingly ventilated. The little camper there. And like I said, it's getting dark now, so it'll probably be in the morning. I'll grab some footage of how I get in and get out, and the space and all that stuff. So we cooking with gasoline, folks. We cooking with gasoline. We're cooking with gasoline. Real talk. Let's see here. So it's a decent facility, and I will be visiting more of these, especially when I'm on a solo ride. If the wife is not with me, and I'm really been considering. They've got these campers, the trailer like I've got, that literally opens up into a whole tent. I'm sure some of you guys have seen them. I've been thinking about getting one of those. We'll just wait and see. Yes, sir. It's a nice place. It is. Sister Shakui said, I took a nap and had a dream you was in California. Retro. California is calling my name. I'm going back to Cali. Cali. I'm going back to Cali. I'll be back there. Wow, that sounds like, oh, hold on, y'all. Happy birthday. Somebody's birthday's tonight. They singing happy birthday. Happy birthday, dear mom. Happy birthday. Amen. Somebody's having a birthday. Look at that, man. She says, that sounds nice. I won't mind being there. We probably can go back together with the kids. Yeah, we can hit it up and come on up here and make it do what it do. I thought I saw some cabins because I made the wrong turn and missed my little site and had to go around in a big circle. And I thought I saw some cabins, but I don't know. I'll check it out in the morning and see what's going on. Bob, or did they? Was that what they said, Nikki? They said Bob. I thought they said mom, mom or Bob. I saw an older lady over there that was sitting down, so it might have been mom. They said, I'm not sure. But they was fussing earlier. Them kids was doing something, and I was like, "Good Lord, is it gonna be one of them?" Okay, but anyway, so let me denoise the background now. Okay, so back to us now. Yeah, oh Lord. But yeah, man. So it's already starting to get dark now, man. And but what was he saying? We was talking about the fact that, okay, so he says, "Has thou considered my servant Job?" You know what I mean? And see, God knows what's in you. He knows what's in you, which is why we have to be careful with the friends that we keep and the company that we maintain, because sometimes they know what they see, but they don't see what's in you. I'll say that again. They know what they see, but they don't see what's in you, whereas God does. And the Bible says tribulation worketh patience. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so that means sometimes things that are rough, tough, and difficult will transpire, but it will extract out of you. It will pull out of you patience. Tribulation worketh patience. Patience, hope. See, when you have patience, it's because you're hoping for something. You have hope. If you don't have no patience, you ain't got no hope. Yeah, you want it done right now. But tribulation worketh patience, patient hope, and hope experience. Hold on, let me slow down. Tribulation worketh patience, patience experience hope. There we go. And hope maketh not ashamed. Okay, and so that part right there, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So we appreciate you guys keeping me company, and I don't know. I got these headphones on, so I really don't know if I'm talking loud or not. And so I guess I probably am. They probably saying, what in the world? But it is what it is. I ain't saying nothing about them, and so yeah. But so I got my little Pepsi here. I got some water in the bike. I should have got some ice, but I wasn't planning for this, and I didn't bring a cooler. Me and the wife, we've been looking at some coolers, and Now I wish I would have pulled the trigger. And got in the cooler because I could have, had me some ice and had some cool water throughout the night because I really don't need to be drinking a lot of soda. I really don't. I got to start hydrating because I'm getting ready to get in the gym and yeah, work on them biceps and triceps. So I got to start hydrating and all that good stuff. Yeah. Oh Lord Jesus. All right, good folks, good folks. Breakdowns are inevitable. Anytime you're using something, anytime something is being put to use, there will be breakdowns. You can maintain your relationship, but there will be breakdowns. You can maintain your vehicle, but there will be breakdowns. And so, yeah, you just got to understand that's going to be a part of life. And therefore, when they happen, it might frustrate you, but you won't. Just understand. Look, it happens. It happens. Keep you cool, stay calm, trust them, have a plan, and all that stuff we said earlier. Okay. If you're just now joining, go ahead and hit the replay or hit the rewind or whatever. We're just talking about how to handle a breakdown. Okay. And I guess the last thing I'll say as I get ready to close, it ain't as serious as you think it is. It's not as serious as you think it is. When we calm down and we just, we realize that I'm not saying it wasn't bad, but it's not as bad as the enemy tries to make it look, feel, or seem initially. I've been blessed to come hang out at this nice campsite. I'm about to go lay down in this camper, get me some rest. I'm going to wake up in the morning to some miracle signs and wonders. We're going to get this thing sorted out. And if not, we get another one. It's just that serious, y'all, man. It's just that serious. So, all right, baby, I'm going to call you here in just a little bit. And again, everybody, we thank you for pressing play and keeping your boy company. Appreciate that, y'all. We'll talk to you guys next time, okay? Let's see here. All right, take it easy.